What's up, everybody? It's Knox
and Chris
here with Central Card Cade, and we're here with a fun little video. We have a thrift store find here. A lot of what we do is we try to buy collections of collectible cards, collectible trains, anything collectible pretty much. We found this large box of sports cards for about 25 bucks. We're gonna go through it, see if there's anything fun.
You never know what you're gonna find. What did we find? Force of Will cards and all kinds of random things in these sports box finds. You never know what you're gonna get. So looks like a 5,000 count box. Say there's probably about, I don't know, 4,200 cards, 4,000 cards. I don't know, 3,500. I don't know. There's a lot of cards. We're gonna see what we got. So sit back and let's get nostalgic.
Alright, looks like we're starting off with some...
Looks like Upper Deck football. Alright. What year we got? 91, 94.
I've got 94.
94. 1994 football. I could not begin to give you a whole list. There's a Randall Cunningham. I remember hearing his name a lot.
Andre Rison.
There we go.
He got his house burned down.
Hey. Andre Rison for the Falcons.
John Randall. There we go.
John Randall.
This is a wild card. It's Tony Mandrich.
I got some wild cards. Some Jim Everett.
Now, they brought back the wild cards recently, but they're not officially NFL licensed, which is interesting.
So that mean they can't use their names, or they just...
No, they can use the names, but if you buy like the new wild card NFL cards, they don't have team logos.
Benny Blades. Safety for the Lions. One of the cool names there.
That
Benny
cool
Blades.
Name. Jim Everett wild card.
There you go.
Probably not worth anything, and most of these cards probably aren't. This is kind of the
Vinny Testaverde.
Early to mid '90s is kind of the saturated card era. There are like 40 different companies, probably more, making cards.
Yeah. There's Derek Thomas for the Chiefs. He was definitely a force to reckon with back in the day.
Tim Brown. Raiders.
There you go.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Ricky Waters.
Jack Del Rio. He's been a coach for a while now.
These cards are in really good condition.
Yeah, they are.
Like, really good condition. They're like pack fresh, stuck together.
Art Monk.
Not a bad way. There we go.
Another Testaverde.
There we go.
Oh, I got another Benny Blades.
There you go. It's a different one than the one I found.
I don't know anything.
Definitely not sports card collectors by far, but you never know what you're going to find when you pick up these kind of collections, so it's always fun to kind of just sit back and look at what you get. Rahib Ismail, I remember him. It's fast. I remember that was his thing, man, just fast. Rocket.
Mike Thompson.
Michael Jackson for the Cleveland Browns.
I remember that guy.
Alright, that's
Rich Gannon. A lot of people didn't like him for some reason.
it's no tell. Reggie Cobb, 1990 second draft pick for the Buccaneers. That's an interesting one.
Steve Atwater, Upper Deck.
There we go.
That's pretty cool.
That's cool. Jeff George for the Falcons. This one here.
Heck yeah.
That's a interesting card there.
Doing mostly wild cards up here. Here's a Steve Young,
Oh, there we go.
another Hall of Famer. It's 92.
Honestly, never know what you're going to get in these kind of collections. And a lot of the sports cards aren't going to be worth a whole lot, but man, the condition of these, you find the right stuff, you could almost try to get it graded. It is insane.
Looks like I'm getting into some Stadium Club cards. I vaguely remember those being a thing. The old checklist. You always wanted one, you hated getting more of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Christian Ekwe,
There you go. Kansas City
the
Chief.
Nigerian Nightmare.
A force to reckon with on Tecmo Bowl.
Willie Rofe, long time offensive lineman.
There's Warren Moon. Wild card. It's a Steve Young Pro Line card.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty nice. I dropped it right there in the middle of the stack. Here we go. It's an Andre Rison card. Dirty Birds. And Bruce Pickens.
Some scorecards. The score, do they still make score? I don't remember seeing that. I know a lot of these old 90s brands are all owned by Panini now.
Yeah, they've consolidated. Thank goodness they've consolidated. You can see the swing in sports cards prices once everybody kind of got into it and realized there wasn't a huge supply versus demand, and you could see the card prices start to go up a little bit and gain a little traction. So as long as they keep it under control, I think they could make money on sports cards again. It just...
Well, a lot of it now is the chase cards, your memorabilia cards, and your autograph cards.
Yeah.
That's why you'll see boxes that are $300 for 8 packs, but are guaranteed to have an autograph card in it. Which, for us in the TCG market, that's the way Wizards of the Coast is going with Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, there's money in that, so...
Good old Jim Harbaugh.
There you go.
He did not come back to the NFL this year as a coach. He remains at Michigan.
Okay. There we go.
Thurman Thomas.
There we go. That's a name I can remember.
Yeah, I vaguely remember these wild cards.
Roger Craig, 1990 Pro Bowl for the
cool.
Niners. Roger Craig, wasn't he on the team that beat the Bengals in the Super Bowl?
I believe he was. Steve Atwater, one of the more underrated safeties.
Yeah. Jim Everett, back when the Rams were in LA the first time. Way back in the day. Oh. Man, these wild cards got like a film to them. Like fresh pack, still stuck together. I don't even know if somebody separated these once they opened the pack.
It kind of doesn't feel like it. Back into some score over here.
1990 Fleer.
Fleer. They made the Marvel Masterpiece cards, didn't
Yes,
they?
I'm pretty sure that's who made those. Yeah, those were really nice.
I had quite a few sets of those back in my younger days. They're apparently worth quite a bit of money now. Steve Dotson rookie card.
There you go. That's another thing that's unfortunate for this time period, is there was so much produced that even some of the better players' rookie cards don't hold much value unless they were graded.
Yeah, there might be 70, 80 different versions of a rookie card between the brands and between the alternate cards.
I'm not sure if the camera's picking up how good the quality. Here's a Shannon Sharp scorecard. This is a 1993. And that card is crispy. I mean, just crispy. And to think that these cards have been sitting in this box, it's now 2022. There's no telling how long these things have been sitting there. Untouched. Just.
Yeah, I doubt these were a recent purchase that wound up at the thrift store. These have probably been in this box, or at least together, for close to 30 years.
Oh yeah, this is not multiple collections. This is, as far as I can tell, all the same sets, same years. Somebody collected a lot over a couple year period and never touched them again. There's a Christian Okoye, 1993 score. It's a nice card.
Another Warren Moon wild card. I don't know if that's the same one you found already.
I believe it is.
It's always fun to go through old sports cards. You know, I was young when in this era. Grade school still. So there's definitely a bit of that nostalgia drip going through these. Financial value, there's probably, to be honest, not much of anything in this box. We might be able to part out a few of these for a quarter or 50 cents a piece. But you never know. That's why it's always kind of worth taking a chance on collections.
Yeah, I mean, you honestly never know. There's one card out of 4,000 that could hold a lot of value, you know, and you don't know until you go through and find
There's
that card.
Bill Romanowski.
There we go.
And yeah, these are pretty like new condition.
I mean, it's impressive how good a condition these cards are in.
Usually you get a collection this old, they're
You see some
well
signs
loved.
of it. Yeah, you see some signs of it. I'm not really seeing too much damaged cards. I don't know if somebody went through and just threw that part away or... It looks like we're transitioning from these football cards into some other cards here, so What else do we got going on?
There's a Vinny Testaverde with the Browns, one of the 87 teams he played with.
Checklist. Look at that. It's always nice to have one, right? There we go. Derek Thomas, wild card. Derek Thomas. It's an impressive linebacker back in the day.
Bruce Smith. That's cool.
I remember using Bruce Smith on Tecmo Super Bowl.
Again, that's like... It looks better than some of the cards. It's even got a hollow foil stamp. It means it's not counterfeit. It probably doesn't mean that.
It probably not nowadays. I don't feel like anything is safe. There we go. Mark Rippon, 1991 NFC passing leader wild card. Yeah, I don't see anything not being able to be faked at some point.
What?
I mean, if people are paying millions of dollars for original content.
Now this is really cool. I don't know
Oh, look at that.
how well the camera picks that up.
Super Bowl trivia. Yeah,
That's really cool.
that's pretty nice. I remember getting those for some reason, but I don't remember buying a lot of football cards.
Who played with 3 different teams in 5 Super Bowls? Marv Fleming, Preston Pearson, Charlie Waters, or Cliff Harris? I believe it's Cliff Harris because I believe I just read something about Von Miller being able to be only the second player to ever win Super Bowls with 3 different teams. I think Cliff Harris was the right one. Nope, I'm wrong. It was Pearson who played with the Colts, Rams, Steelers, Cowboys. And, yep, 3 different ones with the Cowboys. That's really neat, though.
Here we go. Looks like we're going to transition off into some baseball cards next. How about that, right?
The early 90s was a kind of not really the best era for baseball cards. If that's where we're still in.
Just collectible cards in general from the early 90s, aside from your TCGs and CCG cards, like any sports cards. You had a lot of movie collectible cards that came out then that just don't really hold a lot of value anymore.
Oh yeah, we'll get into our Robin Hood Men of Tights and Adam's Family Values cards here at some point.
The amount of product that was on the market at that time, it was overwhelming. Just overwhelming. So we obviously have a lot of that stuff that we'll go through. We've got lots of box openings on that stuff to go through. Just a little nostalgia going down memory lane there, but I'm going to move some of these football cards here and get these out of the way.
We've got an entire playset of J. Hall cards.
A playset. Ooh.
They're going in my Wolf deck.
Here we go. First card, Heathcliff Slocum for the Cubs. So between 84 and 91, looks like he played for Kingsport, Little Falls, Winston-Salem, Peoria, Charlotte, and Iowa, before finally making it to the Cubs in 91 and also getting sent back to Iowa in the same year. So Heathcliff Slocum.
Here's to you.
Here's to you.
See, now these almost look like they've been sorted because we have doubles of a lot of these. Bobby Witt, Chuck Knobloch.
Yeah, there's
Steve
a lot
Decker,
of big name cards I would have thought we would have seen in those football cards for the amount of packs that I feel like were there, but It might have been picked through, and these are kind of the remnants. Here we go. First famous name for anybody in sports, Howard Johnson. Howard Johnson, I remember.
I stayed at Howard Johnson.
Yeah, staying at Howard Johnson. That name was everywhere. I'm not sure that his ability in the field was as big as his name became, but then you got Terry Pendleton for the Braves there. Now that's a man that stood up to his name.
So I've already gone through some Donruss, some Score. Now I'm into some Fleer over here. Some more scorecards. It's Terry Francona.
There's a Darryl Strawberry, 1992 Donruss.
Upper Deck Collector's Choice. I feel like there was a point when I was very young that Upper Deck was like one of the premier card makers for a minute there. Not, I feel like Topps.
They definitely charged a lot more for their packs. I remember that. There's no doubt that their packs were more pricey than Topps or. Ricky Henderson.
Again, these cards are in wonderful shape.
Man.
Paul O'Neill. That's still glossy,
right.
that's still straight.
There's 3 Ricky Henderson highlight cards. You're right. They're definitely, some of them are sorted. Don't know if it was by the person that originally had it or if somebody went through it. Here's some Chris Hammond for the Cincinnati Reds. That facial expression is just, that's one of those moments getting caught on camera right there. Like, look at that. Just phenomenal.
You know what I really love about some of these late 80s and early 90s baseball cards?
What's that?
These mustaches.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Oh yeah.
R.J. Reynolds, that is fantastic.
Yes, and the ones where they show them not in uniform and they're out there just rocking some 1980s clothing. Phenomenal. Yeah. Here's the man, Jim Abbott.
Ooh.
Jim Abbott. Not sure if a lot of the young guys know about that, but check him out, Jim Abbott. Man, one of the best to ever do it on the mound, I'll tell you that. Pound for pound. What else we got going on?
This is an interesting card. This is Pat Mahomes. Yes, that's the father of Patrick Mahomes, who plays for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, look at that. It's always nice to see multiple generations, and then you get their cards.
Again, beautiful card. Cardinals rookie card. Mustaches.
That's a good one there.
Jay Baller. You certainly were. This looks like an 88 card, so we're getting into some slightly older ones. Why can't I find a 30-year-old Pokemon card that's in that good a shape? Just laying around.
Yeah, just, walk into a thrift store and find some 25-year-old Magic the Gathering cards that are in this kind of shape.
And yes, I know if I found a 30-year-old Pokemon card, that would be
Japanese, probably.
a prototype of some sort.
Yeah. That's something to think about Pokemon. Could you imagine all the names that didn't make it onto the Pokemon games? Like, come on. That's a whole nother video in and of itself there, but... Checklist. Look at it. First baseball checklist I've seen. Man. Mike Christopher. Man, 2 first names. I'm glad that I don't have that. I'm just Chris from Central Card Cade. Top prospects. Brumfield, Burnett, Crockwell, and Dozier. Nobody became anything huge. Probably some good players, but don't remember them.
Hey, I found another Heathcliff Slocum card.
Did you? Hey, it's the same one that I had. I mean, he was only there half a season, right? So. I wouldn't assume they'd have too many of them. There's a Mark Lemke for the Braves. It was a good few years for the Atlanta Braves. Stacked pitching staff there. It was insane.
Pinnacle cards, I remember those too. Jeff Bagwell.
Steve Avery.
Carl Yastrzemski.
There we go.
A Pinnacle Idols card.
That's nice.
Von Calderon. Here's one of those very 80s-ish cards, early 90s.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, looks like I came into a stack of, well, not, I guess just a few older Cubs cards. Mike Harkey, Doug DeCenzo, Paul Marek, rated rookie card for the Braves. A Dean Wilkins and a Jeff Hudson rookie. So those are pretty nice.
Now, what is this? That's another Pinnacle. Ricky Bones.
Ricky Bones. There's a lot of names I'm not seeing in here, so it definitely looks like a lot of bulk. There's some really good cards, I mean, that we've seen, but the value cards I'm not seeing. Howard Johnson again.
Steve Six. Jim Leyland.
Remember back when you can open a pack of cards and every set had its own distinguished feel, and then it kind of over time in the early 90s as Upper Deck took over in Pinnacle, and then kind of Fleer and Score kind of started jumping ship to that same style. I feel like everything kind of lost its originality. And then everything went with these high gloss cards.
Interesting. Joe Torre managerial card from. Looks like it's from '92.
Sticking with the baseball cards into this next row.
Looks like I got something different. Yeah, these are more of the Pinnacle.
Yeah, that's what I got, was a stack of Pinnacle. The California Rockies. I remember when they formed up. That's probably pretty early on in the Rockies' tenure, 94. I think they were 92, 93-ish, I think, when they opened up. Don't hold me to that, please. What else do we have? Wally Whitehurst for the Mets. Yeah, there's a lot of names I'm not seeing. I don't think I've seen hardly any Cincinnati Reds cards out of all of these that I've looked through.
I haven't seen many Cleveland Indians. Here's one. We're not the Indians anymore.
No, Cleveland, as far as sports teams, they kind of haven't had the best of luck over the years. They are dedicated, loyal fans, but they've had some luck with keeping sports teams. Yeah. Jumping back to some 1992 tops.
Got a Bowman.
Uh-oh.
Jason Grimsley. More Pinnacle, some more Bowman. Danny Dillon.
I like that mustache.
Here's some fancy Don Russ. Because I'm having a hard time reading.
Yeah, see, that's the era I'm talking about, where Upper Deck had its thing, and then all of a sudden everybody tried to duplicate it, so there was no originality to the cards at all either. They were all just really glossy, really shiny. But here in 1990 with Score, this Doc Gooden card, that's just, you knew that was the Score card. That's what they looked like. They had color, vibrancy. I don't know. I liked it better than...
Yeah, like, there's a difference between this Donruss and this Pinnacle, but they kind of give that same foiled, stamped vibe.
Yeah.
And I know the Fleer got to that point. Luis Gonzalez. Here's another Jim Abbott.
There we go. Here's a Roger Craig manager for the Giants card. That's a good one.
Yeah, for those of you that might not know, Jim Abbott was a one-handed pitcher.
An amazing pitcher. Used to love watching him play.
Yeah, he was fantastic.
Yeah, I remember opening a lot of these as a kid. Maybe not these specific years of these packs, but these players at least. Early 90s, late 80s, I played baseball. As a kid, wasn't no better feeling than getting a pack of cards and trying to get your favorite player's card.
Maybe some bubble gum.
I tell you, 90s bubblegum doesn't taste as good now as it did then. This would be fun to sit down and try and put all these into binders to sort all these down by set.
92 checklist.
There we go. See how much of the sets we have and which players we were missing.
Bill Pulsapere, Ron Darling, Tommy Green, Kenny Rogers.
Kenny Rogers. Yeah,
That's a unique looking card.
Greg Olson on a four-wheeler in the stadium. That's nice. I like that. See, I was checking out this Terry Pendleton Topps Stadium Club card. That's pretty nice as well. I'm a sucker for the Braves of that era. They had a really solid team.
Oral Hershiser.
That's a name I remember hearing. Here we go. Greg Maddux.
Ooh.
It's a name everybody can respect, whether you liked the Braves from that time period or not. And one of his counterparts of that pitching staff, Steve Avery. Right here. That's nice as well. It's multiple copies of that Steve Avery card in here. Wow. All kinds of baseball cards. I didn't think there was... started looking, it was all football, so I just kind of assumed, I guess, it was all going to be football cards, but...
Rip Roberts.
'92 checklist, card 701 to 800.
Tommy Lasorda card.
There we go. That's
sponsored by Weight Watchers. That's a commercial nobody's gonna remember.
Oh man, the commercials from this time period are phenomenal. Speaking of mustache, Barry Jones, rocket, brother. Rocket. All right.
Sparky Anderson.
Old Sparky Anderson. I used to love the coaches' cards back in the day. Something about just coaches and the prestige that they had built up and the name, the legacy that came with them. I mean, it
certainly didn't, I mean, I'm sure it was the way it is now, but it certainly didn't feel like the managers got fired every other year.
yeah. Like they had time to try and build something with it. But that was also a time before the competition for jobs got to what it is, and technology allowed people to apply for jobs all over the world and not even have to be in the same city. So you have a lot more opportunities now than you did late 80s, early 90s. The days of having to move to Hollywood to become a famous movie star are over, you know. You could do that from your living room. There's another Greg Olson card on the four-wheeler.
I like it.
It's nice.
Not sure what it has to do with baseball. That's cool.
I'm not sure. There's a name I remember. Sandy Alomar Jr. for the Cleveland Indians.
I wonder if John Shave used to have a mustache.
Oh, he looks like he could rock one. I mean, he's super babyface right there, but I definitely feel like he could rock one.
David Ice Cream Cone. Steve Double Decker. Sure that was never their nicknames.
I'm not entirely sure what's going on in this picture, but it's Greg Maddox, and I'm totally enjoying whatever's going on here.
I think he's dancing.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Just stay right there, Greg. Hang on.
Randy Bush, Jeff Swindell.
Hey, some Archie Corbin rated rookies. Got a play set of them right there. Can never go wrong with a play set.
Spike Owen.
Got some more Bowman cards over here. Carlos Quintana.
Upper Deck Collector's Choice for Ricky Jones. It's Ricky Bones. And I don't know what he's doing.
Ricky, he's cutting a promo. He straight grabbed the mic and just cut a promo on him. Here's some Wade Boggs,
Ooh.
Red Sox third baseman. That's definitely a name to remember.
Wade Boggs is here. Ricky Bones. Look like you're serenading somebody. Looks like a good time. Get a Kurt Schilling card. 94 Kurt Schilling.
Oh, nice.
Phillies.
I just got a highlights, 92 highlights from Donruss with Pena, Merker, and Wohlers in it. And that's pretty nice. 3 make no-hitter history. Todd Stottlemyre. That's another name. Benito Santiago.
It looks like we're getting into the last quarter of this box.
The last 1,000 of the cards.
If I could quit hitting the camera.
Yeah. Ivan Rodriguez. Can dig it. And again, the quality of these cards has not declined at all. It doesn't matter how far into the box we went. I feel like everything's still just crispy cornered and it's really good.
Ozzie Guillen.
There we go for the White Sox, right? Yeah.
Beautiful card. It's a 92.
If I was a baseball player, I would do like this guy did here. What's it? Brett Barbery. At some point in the year, you just got to jump up and do a really cool pose. So that way next year's baseball card's not just you standing there with a microphone. You know? Here you go. Geronimo Pena. He's got it going on. Check him out. You know? That's a good shot. That's what you want on your baseball card. Not this guy that looks like he just looked up for the ball and saw a ghost. That's not good. You don't want that printed on your card. But
Some score select. Al Leiter.
oh wow, took it real old school. The 1987 Topps. 1987 Topps.
Bobby
Look at
Thigpen.
Look at the quality of that. I mean, you can't. That's just crazy good condition. Wes Chamberlain. There's another Doc Gooden card.
Some Billy Ripken.
There you go. There's no Cal, but
Stadium Club.
Mookie Wilson. The Toronto Blue Jays. I remember Mookie.
Chili Davis.
That's a name right there. Chili Davis. Some Andy Van Slyke for the Pirates. Yeah, again, I'm still not seeing any of the names, kind of the iconic names associated with this time period in sports. You know, your Ken Griffey Jr.'s, your Barry Bonds, all your big hitters, and then you got your just consistently good players, your Barry Larkins. I mean, I haven't even,
I don't even know what card this is. No, it's a score. Doesn't say it on the front.
Oh, wow, that's an old score. What is that, 80? Oh, that's one of the Dream Team ones. Okay, those are nice. Hey, it's Shane Mack. Not Shane O'Mac. Shane Mack. Yeah. I would have liked to seen the binder somebody had that was associated with all these cards, I feel like. Because there's a lot of duplicates. Seeing 5 and 6 of the same card. There's a Darryl Strawberry. That's kind of a bigger name at that time. Kind of the tail end of his stuff, I think. I know that's probably 92. That's only about 5 years into his career, right? He was 86 or 87 when he came out. Okay. The amount of people that have played baseball over the course of baseball is phenomenal. There's some people in here I've never heard of, but I bet they were on winning teams. Frank Viola.
Tony Pena. Pedro J. Martinez.
There's a Cy Young, Jack McDowell. That's a good one. And by good one, I'm not necessarily saying huge money card. They're just, it's a nice card. It's in really good shape.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people do get caught up in the financial value. Sometimes it's just fun to look at old cards.
It's a, it'd be nice to take these and get them all sorted down by set, put them into their binder, and watch the collections grow and see what the teams actually look like from those eras, and just kind of get to be nostalgic. Back to good photos. Devon White. You can feel the hustle in that. You know what I mean? You can feel the hustle. Helmet went flying. Love it. Those good action shots. Love it. Dennis Eckersley, Oakland Athletics.
The Eck.
Yeah. There's a Mark Gardner rated rookie card. It's pretty nice for the Expos. Looks like we're getting down to the last bit. Haven't seen a Ken Griffey Jr. card. Well, I was going to say haven't seen a Canseco card, but there's an Ozzy Canseco. I was more thinking of Jose Canseco, but Mark McGuire. A lot of players from that time period that I haven't seen, so looks like somebody might have beat us to the punch on that, or the person that had this collection had a really bad luck opening packs. There, right as I say that, we got a Bobby Bonilla smiling at me saying, "Don't forget about me, son," and a Dave Justice score select. So
Ooh.
That one there, that's a good one. Dave Justice score select.
Jose Alvarez, John Smiley.
There we go. John Smiley's a name. Julio Franco All-Star card. That's a good one there. There's a brand I haven't seen much from. O-Pee-Chee.
What'd you get?
O-Pee-Chee Premier. It's a Ron Gant O-Pee-Chee Premier card. O-Pee-Chee is one of those sets that didn't have a whole lot of time, but they made a good card. There's a 1987 Topps Danny Tartbull rated rookie card. Mustache.
Wally Joyner.
That's a good name.
Willie Randolph.
Sandy Alomar.
Steve Avery. John Smiley.
There's a Steve Olin, rated rookie for the Cleveland Indians.
Now the Cleveland Guardians. Just kind of weird. It's odd to get used to.
Yeah, yeah. That looked like the tail end of my stack of baseball cards.
Yeah, I'm back into these 90 score. I don't think I'm going to find much.
Again, kind of shocked that there's a lot of names that we didn't see any cards from. So
Yeah, my guess would be this was the leftovers of someone's collection that they didn't want to keep. And that's a lot of times the case.
definitely not disappointed. There's a lot of good stuff in here as far as adding to the collection. So it'll help fill in a lot of holes in that regard. But
Yeah, and when you get doubles, one thing I like to do, if I have friends with a favorite sports team, it's fun to give them some old, 20 or 30-year-old cards of players they grew up with.
For a couple bucks and a little bit of imagination, you can make a really nice picture frame display or something like that. Just shows how much you understand what they like. And it doesn't have to be all the top players, because when you like a team, you like a team. You obviously have your favorite players, but Jump God, Al McRae. Alright, that's the last bit there is the basketball cards. So there's probably about 250, 300 basketball cards here. I'm going to go ahead and clear off some of these baseball cards. Shoo.
Now these look Steve Alford. These are 91, so these are again probably early 90s.
Yeah, right around that same time period, I would assume. Yeah, some 92 and 93 Fleer.
Now these are pretty cool. These are illustrated Clyde Drexler cards.
Those are really nice. You got a whole play set?
Do indeed.
Look at that. Got an Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumas. It's for the Pistons there. It's a pretty nice little card.
Here we go. Cleveland Cavaliers, Steve Kerr.
Look at that.
Probably more well known as a coach now. To a certain generation, anyway.
There's another illustrated card. That's Kevin Johnson. It's pretty nice. There's a collector's choice Kevin Johnson card as well. And another one.
Detroit Pistons, Bill Lambier.
There we go.
I don't know if you ever watched that Bad Boys documentary that ESPN did. That guy was a jerk on the court.
Was he?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely an enforcer.
I feel like every team needs to have that guy. But that's just my opinion.
Stadium Club cards.
Some of these cards got a little bit of a bow to them. Not sure how well that would pick up on camera, but
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. O'Keefe, the Hawks. It's a Sean Kemp, I believe, right? Yeah. Sean Kemp, Collector's Choice card. It's a Skybox, Bill Cartwright. Center for the Bulls.
Illustrated Chris Mullen. These illustrated cards are cool. I'm sure they have no value, but they're neat.
Yeah, they're definitely the most unique out of the cards we've seen today. That's for sure.
Chris Mullen Supreme Court. 91, 92. Cool, looks like a 92 Clyde Drexler.
Nice. Oh. That was definitely an enjoyable little